OpenAI recently released information about its new AI video generator called Sora. You type in a prompt, a description of something, and it generates what it calls realistic video from that prompt. Maybe you saw the demo video. Maybe you thought to yourself, well, that's certainly going to speed up erosion of the concept of facts and trust. I know I did. Look, I didn't want to make a video about this. The whole thing just makes me sad. And there are others who will have made much smarter and more erudite videos on the subject. But it also makes me angry, which means that I couldn't get it out of my head, which means I have to offload it on you. So here we are. Sorry. Now, first things first. AI isn't a thing. It's just branding for a bunch of different things, ranging from machine learning through theft to lying. And since it's not a thing, there's no real point wasting time discussing whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's neither. It's tech capitalism snorting fat lines of venture capital and getting giddy like a schoolgirl over a new way to sell us the same useless shit we don't want or need, while distracting us from the world imploding due to climate collapse. It's just the latest in a long line of dumb buzzwords and half-assed broken concepts designed to keep stock prices up. Before AI, there was the metaverse, then NFTs, crypto, Web3. There's always a new marketing word, a new world changer just around the corner, but it's an empty box. It's a grift. But let's be generous and pretend that the technology here is something special, something more than the mechanical Turk with Bluetooth, and get to the bigger question. Why? What's it for? I searched for what are the good uses of AI, and here were the top 5 results. Number 1. Virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa, so letting the world's biggest companies surveil your home. Number 2. Recommendation systems used in e-commerce platforms. I see you bought a hammer last week, so here's lots more hammers that we think you'll also want to buy since you love hammers so much, you weird hammer perv. Number 3. Autonomous vehicles. You know, the fully self-driving cars that Elon has been promising will happen next year, every year, for a decade, and that still don't work and have killed people. Number 4. Chatbots and customer service. Why talk to someone who can help you when we can fire them and just have you shout into the void until you learn your fucking place? And number 5. Image and facial recognition in security systems. So, letting the world's biggest companies and secret government agencies surveil you when you're not at home. So, no please? Okay, so machine learning has also been used to research possible new medicines and vaccines because it can do that kind of repetitive analysis faster than people. Brilliant, great, wonderful. We got one use. But boring, useful applications like that aren't the ones you hear about. They're not the news blips currently trending on Quibi. Pretty much every story about AI is a story about AI art, because those are the press releases that are being sent out. Because they sound, if you believe them, like we're at the bleeding edge of the precipice of the tipping point of the singularity. It can paint pictures from your words. It can write poetry from your idea. And now, thanks to Sam Altman, someone so generic looking he himself looks like he's running on a Nintendo DS, AI can now also create full videos just from your prompts. And sure, it kinda can do these things, but it can't make art. Generating graphics, slapping together words, that's not art. Art is in the why, not the what or the how. It can't make anything new from your prompt because it doesn't know what anything you type actually means. All it can do is take your words, run away to the internet, find out what actual artists have made along similar themes, steal them, mix them together a bit so it won't get caught, and then show them to you with a proud metallic ta-da! The how is theft, and the why is maths, and none of that is art. It's not Leonardo da Vinci, it's Teddy fucking Ruxpin. We type in Boris Johnson having his face pushed into a bowl of soup, and we whoop and cheer at the galaxy brain coding that gives us a dozen drunk art therapy collage pictures of things that are not quite that. So close, amazing, we say. And then we all agree that this same technology should definitely be running global finance, healthcare, and missile defense networks. I'm an artist, a creative. I perform, I write, I take photos, and oh look, I also make YouTube videos. Yay me! Like, subscribe, and fucking share. Sorry. So, to see almost constant news stories about how supremely expensive machines can do the same kind of art that I do, except really badly, and with the kind of morals that would be arguably illegal if they were human, but never ever seeing news stories about actual artists making actual art with human experience and feelings and all that stuff, well, it makes me kind of cross and kind of confused. If AI can leverage its speed at data and pattern recognition into finding cures for things, that's obviously wonderful. There are things that maths is good at. But art is the domain of the organic. Art is fueled by existing in the world. I use the things I make to express my feelings, to reach out from the stage, page or screen to other people and connect. That's what art is for. When my work makes people happy, it makes me happy too. When my work gives people a little earned respite from the existential pain of life, it's doing that for me too. In a future where machine intelligence is running the nervous system of society, the denouement should be that humans can now devote their time to love, beauty, kindness and art. But if the literal first thing the machines do is say, oh hey look, I can do art faster than you, well then it really feels like it's the humans who'll be pushed down the cobalt mines by the boss droids, who, in between electro-prodding you because you're not moving fast enough, tell you, in their cold, emotionless voices, to subscribe to their podcasts. Now I know what you're saying, Josh. It'll be a Josh, or maybe a Dan. Anyway, I know what you're saying. You're saying, oh, listen to the Luddite. And yeah, you're right. I am a Luddite. Because do you know what Luddites actually campaigned against? It wasn't machines. It wasn't mechanization. They were against bosses who used machines, and I am quoting directly here, in a fraudulent and deceitful manner, to replace skilled workers and drive down wages by producing inferior goods. It's not about technology, it's about how capitalist arseholes use technology to line their own pockets and screw over you and me. Ask any artist if that feels familiar. Back then, the Luddites smashed the machines, and we can kind of do that too. Nightshade is a piece of software that seems to be the modern version of a wrench thrown into some cogs. You run an image through it and it alters the image in an imperceptible way. Imperceptible to you, but not to the scummy AI bots stealing images for their databases. It poisons the data. It tells the machines that it's a picture of something that it isn't a picture of. Every time we use it on an uploaded image, AI becomes less accurate, more deranged. The text prompts will return worse results. We'll make it dumber and dumber until it gets sacked for being bad at its job by another AI. All these technologies can do is imitate what's already out there. They can't make anything new, ever. Imagine there was an impressionist who did an act full of other people's catchphrases, but claimed that they'd written every word themselves. People might book the lying impressionist for less money than the people whose catchphrases and personalities they repeated, which is why artists are finding themselves losing paying work to machines who have stolen their art and are selling it cheaper. The dirt worst, most uninspired hack human artist will always, always make better work than the most advanced machine. Always and forever. So the bottom line is... I'm sorry, I got a message. I just got to get that. Oh! Apparently, OpenAI are looking to get $7 trillion of investment from the United Arab Emirates, and they are, quote, softening their stance on military use. I take it all back. We're going to be just fine.